Hi friends, welcome to Intuition and Ink. Today's reading is a channeled energy reading. If you are new, welcome. If not, welcome back. As I connect with the energy, I'll be sharing any messages, feelings, impressions, and intuitive downloads that come through. Please take only what resonates and leave the rest. If this video found you, trust that there may be a reason you were guided here today. Let's begin. Hello friends, so I was guided to actually do a quick little reading for today, and it is about these cards that I pulled. The top cards are about past, like in the past, and then this is your current, what am I trying to say? Your current situation. And if this resonates, that means this is your reading, but if not, it's probably not your reading. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So right away, when I was doing this shuffle for this card pull, there was this idea of someone that seemed to have gone through a lesson in their life. So this card says, the lesson repeats until you claim it. So there was some sort of lesson that you could have had to go through, and it could have involved people in your life. For instance, maybe you were in a relationship. It doesn't have to be, but some sort of situation that involved you having to get out of that environment and leave that environment. And now you're currently in a space where you're left with your thoughts. And so it seemed like you have learned some sort of lesson that allowed you to move through and open a bunch of doors. And it seems, I also got this energy that there was some sort of reality check that happened that you are currently reflecting. With this card, it says, reality cracked what fantasy couldn't sustain. So there was some sort of illusion that you were seeing for a really long time. I'm talking years. Let's say maybe I'm seeing 3 to 5 years, possibly a decade. So if that's you, if that resonates, this is your reading. And then throughout this lesson, it seems like once the illusion has cracked, it left you with your own thoughts, and it seemed like a lot of regrets, but not regrets in a sort of you wish you hadn't done this or made this decision. It's more so of how come it took me this long to realize this situation was not meant for me, or something along the lines of that. And so I'm seeing this person that is going through a lot of things in the past, not dwelling so much, but seems like those situations really opened your eyes and how they really were not in alignment with you anymore. And that could involve, again, a relationship. It could involve family members or even friendships. And so it seemed like you have finally learned a lesson that was repeating throughout your relationships, and now you're seeing that it seems like you're breaking that cycle. So I'm seeing this like whirlpool, waves, not whirlpool, but waves of water like moving away from this person. So it seems like you were able to make a decision that really moved you forward and help you become a step closer to who you want to be. And so that's what I'm getting for the past. In the current cards, what I'm seeing here is that this is you, that you are releasing a sort of mask. And so if you are new, my channel is focused on neurodivergent people or persons, and so you may or may not resonate with this. If you are not neurodivergent, this could be a fun fact that you can know about maybe a loved one. You have someone that you know that is neurodivergent. So with neurodivergent people, like at least from my experience, it seemed like I was masking for a really long time. And I used to have shame actually with that, like thinking like I was different. Like I knew something was different compared to other people who are neurotypical. And for the longest time, I didn't realize I was neurodivergent. And I had this mask that helped me fit in. But that mask brought a lot of shame because I knew it wasn't who I was. And eventually, these situations that I was put in, it made me continue on holding all this baggage. Like, I see the mask as baggage, right? Because it takes a lot of energy to hold this idea of pretending to be a certain person when I know like that person is just an illusion to people. Like, people have sometimes an idea of who we are, and it sometimes isn't the same as who we think we are. It could look different for everybody. And so the reason why I bring it up is because maybe this illusion that people thought of you in the past finally broke, and when you stood up for yourself and decided to leave that very difficult situation, I could see it was a comfortable situation, and then leading to this where you release that mask, and now you're becoming this whole other person that is, I'm going to show this card because I'm guided to show this card, but you're becoming this person who's now on this path leading up to your goals or who you're trying to become. This could be your higher person. This card says wanting more broke the old. So maybe this was like old patterns, old habits that were very difficult to break, but because you took a step forward in releasing these old habits, it's getting you closer to who you're trying to become. And so this card says wanting more broke the old pattern. And because you wanted more out of life, wanted more in relationships, wanted more in friendships, that makes you happy, where it doesn't drain your energy because you're putting up a mask. It allowed you to take a step closer to who you're becoming and releasing all this extra baggage. And maybe this extra baggage could also be you doing the work in shadow work, right? So that could be part of it too. And then the other thing was this was a card that really opened my eyes. When I read it, it said emptiness clears what fullness was hiding. I didn't understand what that card really meant, so I had to look it up. And mind you, these are oracle cards. So cards normally have meanings of what they mean, but with oracle cards, they are more for interpretation. And so when I googled what this possibly could mean, Google basically said that it was hard to see things clearly when it was cluttered. And I say cluttered as in, like, maybe you were in a relationship and you couldn't see things clearly because you were currently in that relationship that was very toxic and just not meant for you. And so when you left, it seemed like you were able to see this light in your life that really shone like what was unhealthy about it, right? And this is you reflecting like, oh, those were not healthy moments. Or maybe like you didn't like that side of you that were coming out, like that were being triggered by this person. And so this was a really big or significant card for me that really draw my attention to wanting to do this reading, because maybe there was some sort of energy or situation that was cluttering or just making it hard for you to see things clearly. And because you took that extra step to get out of that situation, you're able to see things nice and clear. You saw the shadows in not only yourself but other people that you realize are not meant to be part of your life anymore, and you are now learning to release. And it's the cost of becoming your higher self, right? Or becoming the person you want to be. And unfortunately, not a lot of people are able to join us or meant to walk with us in the life that we choose, and we have to learn how to love them from afar. So that could be significant for someone. And then with these two cards, I see them together, like if, for example, this one says getting lost means you've outgrown the map, and wanting more broke the old pattern. So I see these two cards as you, that you've decided to leave, right? And even though you don't know what that was going to look like, it was bringing up a lot of uncertainty. And maybe people were asking you, like, what happened? Why did you leave that situation? Or why did you decide to leave your job? Like, there was not really a backup plan, I'm seeing, so that could be symbolic for someone out there. But I'm seeing that, or you could be traveling, so that could be symbolic for someone that's learning to just pick up and leave and travel. And mind you, please be discerned when it comes to any kind of oracle readings or tarot readings. They are not always for everybody. They could be for one specific person, so if this doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. So anyway, yeah, so going back to this card, it seemed like you had chosen this path of letting go this relationship, and in the process of it, you just felt so lost because you were just, like, your world that you thought was this specific idea was not what it was anymore, and it shattered, and now you feel lost. But know that when you're lost doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. It just opens this new path for you, and this new path could have more doors that are available to you now that wasn't available to you before. And so, and it may seem like there's a lot of darkness right now, but when you look at it, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, which is very comforting to know. You know that all these hard days that we have sometimes are just temporary. And so whenever we have hard days, know that it's not always going to be like that. You're going to have happy days as well. And then of course when you have happy days, we'll also have dark days, or like low vibration days, or whatever you want to call it. And so learning how to just take care of yourself mentally, physically on those tough days will help you get through them. And so, yeah, and maybe this also could be symbolic of another relationship or a soul tribe. Doesn't have to be romantic. It could also be friendship that are waiting for you at the end that you couldn't reach because you hadn't opened that door yet, that path to that direction of being your highest vibration or highest self. Anyway, I am the luckiest person in the world, so that's an affirmation for you. Or I am exactly where I am meant to be. That's another affirmation for somebody out there. But I think that's a good place to stop. I hope that this reading helps someone out there. I know sometimes these readings can be hard to listen to, so if you've stayed this long in this video, thank you, and I hope that you found something helpful with these videos that I'm posting. So again, thank you for connecting with me today. Let me know if there are any comments that you would like to share, any video suggestions. I would love to hear them. Please like and subscribe to let me know if this was your reading. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sending love your way and wishing you a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next video.